ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us try to understand what is mananam or contemplation means. See, thinking and contemplation are the two processes of the mind. Both belong to the mind. But they are, in fact, both words, though they belong to the mind, they are quite opposite. You see, it is like this. A man swims across a river. So, while swimming, he always swims on the surface of the river. So, only he changes his direction, but he is only on the surface. But imagine a diver. So, a diver, when he jumps into the water, he goes straight inside into the depths of the water. So, he doesn't change any direction, and he will not be seen on the surface of the water. When he jumps, when he dives deep, straight, and goes deeper and deeper in the water of the river. So, the process of swimming is like thinking. We think of God, we think of family, we think of our daily course, all that. So, this is only we are on the surface. But contemplation means you dive deep into a word or into a saying or into Omkar or a mantra. So, you dive deep into it. So, this is the difference between thinking and contemplation. So, in the process of the contemplation, there are three states. The first level is with sound. Suppose you are initiated into Omkara. So, the first level is you utter that sound and audible to all people sitting around you, or the sound emanates outside. So, this is the first state. Then the second state is the same name, that is Omkara, it goes on in the mind. That means it is not audible outside. Nobody can hear, but it goes on in the mind. In the mind, closing your lips, you chant that name of Omkara. This is the second level. The third level is, this is the ultimate state, is you don't utter that sound outside, and you don't chant it inside the mind. What you do in the third state is, you start hearing that Omkara within. This is the contemplation. Effortlessly, you are listening to that sound inside always. This is contemplation. So, Guru Nanak, the famous saint, used to initiate his disciples only with this Omkara. So, Omkar, Ek Satnam Omkar. This is the initiation he used to give to his disciples. So, the contemplation is so deep. It is not with the mind. It is not with the mind. And you are crossing the mind. So, when you cross the mind, when the mind is absent, the real contemplation begins, because you don't do anything with the mind, you simply listen what is going on inside, beyond the mind. So, but people generally, they want to share what do they know or what they come to know in their practices or in their spiritual journey. So, this is the tendency of the mind to speak or to tell others what it came to know. But in the process, what happens is, when one starts speaking or talking about the little glimpse which he had, then that little glimpse is lost in the process of talking, because whatever is known, whatever one comes to know in his silence and contemplation, cannot be expressed in words. When it is expressed, it becomes stale to the people outside, because they are not in a receptive stage or state of what you have had the glimpse of the divinity. So, it becomes, though you give them a genuine coin, when they hear, it becomes false. So they go on interpreting things in their own way. So the mind is very much interested in dividing and seeing things apart from judging the pros and cons of the other. So people, they want to hear what they want to hear, even if they are fortunate in being the presence of a master. And when the master speaks, they would like to listen what it suits to them, and they go on interpreting in their own way. So the urge to speak or to deliver what they come to know or what they gather from various sources only makes them to go astray in the journey of divine, because that gives them this information which they have gathered from various sources of information, gives them a feeling that they know everything. So with this feeling and concept of that I know, they will be losing the opportunity to know forever. So people should be very cautious in listening to such kind of people. Then what is the methodology and what is the way to recognize a true seeker? What is the method? Because in the world we hear the outpourings of knowledge from various sources. And what is the ultimate methodology and how to recognize and delve in that path of listening? See, the Pandit is a master of words. So he speaks from his knowledge, no doubt. The people who are under the illusion that they know by collecting all the information, they also speak from the information gathered, no doubt. But if truly a seeker is there, and what would have been his experience in this journey. See, for a true seeker, for a true sage, a big event has happened inside. A vast space has appeared within himself and which cannot be filled by any means. So, whatever that happened, that big event, cannot be expressed in words. So, a real sage doesn't speak. A real sage, whatever he sings, he only sings the divinity, the essence of the divinity. When you hear that, when you listen that attentively, wholeheartedly, his outpouring will take you into such an intoxication that you forget yourself. When you are able to sail with him in his feelings, in his outpourings of the divinity, you will be able to sail along with him to that unknown shore or shores of peace, joy, and bliss of divinity. When you sit with him, you feel that kind of joy, bliss, and peace around him in his presence. Such is the state, such is the bliss which overflows from his heart, which is full of divinity. When you experience this, then and then only your inner depth of the heart will guide you, will give you a testimony of what you are listening from the divine. It will not give you a subjective feeling. It is a kind of a divine experience beyond words. Such is the effect of the presence of a realized master. So, he doesn't have any pomp and show, only your inner seeking, that intensity of your quest leads you to him, to such kind of realized souls. Then you feel that your mind is absent. It doesn't go astray, but it becomes absent in his presence. So these are all the states or feelings which one experiences, which a true seeker experiences in the presence of a realized master who always dwells in that divine contemplation. So, thank you.